Welcome, guys. Welcome to this channel. Like I said, the name is Arise. This is my co-host, Jerry.
Yep, that's me, the one and only.
Jerry, introduce yourself for the people, bro.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jerry. I am part of the podcast. I am Rudy's co-host. So, just again, a little bit about myself. I'm a traveling addict. I like to play soccer in my pastime, and I like to read and things like that, amongst other things. So that's all I'm gonna say for now.
Some people tell me that you're the next Cristiano Ronaldo. Is that true?
I mean, that's debatable. Let's just say that's debatable, but we'll see. So,
I feel you. I feel you.
yeah.
And our special guest today, Nat T. How are you?
Hi everyone, my name is Nati Valenciano. I'm from Costa Rica. Pura vida.
Pura vida, baby.
Nice, nice.
I've been here 4 years and I love working out. In the past, I used to play basketball. I love playing basketball.
What?
Okay. Who's your favorite team?
Lakers.
Oh, okay.
Hey, there you go. High five.
Okay,
Go Lakers.
Okay, I see. But yeah. Okay, Jerry is next to you. Jerry is a Laker fan too.
All right, so here's the thing, right? I am a Lakers fan, but I'm not a fan of LeBron, right? Listen. I know. Rick is, I know it doesn't make sense. So listen, I've always been like a Kobe fan. So like Kobe's my guy, right?
Kobe is your guy.
But like LeBron, I know like he plays for the Lakers right now. I'm just not a LeBron fan, but I want the Lakers to do well. So it's kind of like I have like a conflict right now. So do I want LeBron to do well, or do I want the Lakers to do well? So I'm like, you know what? Forget LeBron, man. I'm currently not a Lakers fan right now. But when LeBron leaves, I'll be backing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said
I'll
you
be
play
back.
soccer. Now you play basketball. I've been seeing her stories, man.
Oh,
She's
oh,
killing
what?
it. She's been
Oh
killing
yeah?
it.
Okay, all right. Okay, maybe
Gonna
one.
play.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Hopefully she doesn't cross me over and like break my ankles or something like that. So it's just
Nah, that can happen.
Yeah.
But like I said, like this channel is all about mental health.
Exactly.
We wanted to open have that conversation, that positive conversation about mental health, especially with the world right now, the society contract, everything that's going on. We live in Miami, well, not Miami. We live in Florida, so you know what's happening in Florida.
yeah.
It's crazy.
But Miami in particular for
in
sure.
Miami
It's
particular
just-
for sure. But like I was saying, so this channel, this podcast is basically about owning our imperfection,
Yeah.
and then reconstructing ourselves. And this is why we're doing this. This is why we want to have that voice, send that message for people to not only relate to us, but to also know that we're not perfect human beings. Like when they look at us, they see the mistake that we did, they see how we progress, they be like, oh, I don't have a voice, but these people are talking and these people are relating to me and I'm relating to them.
Yeah.
And maybe I am normal. Maybe I am good.
We all normal. I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the
But
day, man,
some
it's just-
people go through that sensation of not feeling good.
I know. Yeah.
But at the same time, too, I want to give shout out to Ricky because he's the one behind the camera making these things happening. Markinson right now is behind the camera, is making this shit happening too. Guys, I
All
really
right.
appreciate
Shout out
it.
to them. Thank
Shout
you
out
guys.
to you
Appreciate
guys.
it for taking time out of your
for
day.
taking time and then for doing all of this. Because if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have been able to do this.
All
So,
right. You want to get into the topic of the day?
Let's get to the topic.
All right, guys. Topic of the day is body positivity. All right.
We wanted to talk about this, man.
Absolutely, especially when you live in a city like Miami, the BBL capital of the world. Listen, we got to talk about, some like body positivity, man, and then just kind of we're gonna dive into the pros and cons of body positivity, how social media affects body positivity, and just kind of take it for what it really is, and then because I have some thoughts on it, and then I'm really curious to see what our guests. Natty's thoughts on that, and
Yeah.
also what are your thoughts on that too?
I wanted to invite Natty because I have seen the story and the post that she put on social media. And even for me, I'm like, damn, I'm inspired by these things,
Oh, yeah?
And this is why I wanted to invite her because I was like, yo, she can inspire more people.
Absolutely.
Not only in her gender, but even me as a guy, I'm like, yo, she's playing basketball, she's doing this, she's traveling. Even I am inspiring. So
Yeah.
I wanted to invite you for that special case because I was telling Jerry, I was like, yo, like body positivity, we need to invite somebody that have gone through that journey of discipline, that journey of high and low, everything that you're sharing with your audience too on social media, telling them like this is what you are. It's showing the picture before and picture after,
After.
the workout, the discipline, self-care, you know, how you love yourself. Just give us something like, what is the most important thing for you when you went through that journey? Like, what is the thing that like you kept beating in your head to actually stay on that journey?
Well, to be honest, posting those videos too, it took me a long time.
Oh, yeah.
A long time to actually like say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Because, you know, you get vulnerable.
Bullies, yeah.
Vulnerable.
Oh, vulnerable,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. You don't know what they're gonna say. And at the same time, that feeling of getting to love yourself no matter what,
Yeah.
no matter how you look, because we all have different bodies, and this is more about health.
Mhm.
And when I decided to just start working out, it was the day that I was into a depression
Mm-hmm.
where I couldn't stay, like I couldn't stand up from bed. It was kind of like weird. I don't know how to even explain
Yeah.
it, but I was used to cry.
Yeah.
When I moved from Costa Rica to here, you know, everyone affect from, you know, the pandemic, COVID just hit, and I used to go out over there, walk, go out with my friends, and it was, you know, great. And when I moved here and that happens, I get to be with myself
Yeah.
Okay.
and with my own thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I talking to a psychologist. She told me, you got used to of what you don't like
Mm-hmm.
to what you don't like. So now it's hard for you to do it again. Now when everything passed, for me it was just like a struggle. I used to cry. Um, I just let myself be. I was in bed the whole day. I couldn't. I used to cry because I was like, what is going on with me? Like I just didn't have the energy anymore. I was starting to not really care about what I was eating,
Yeah.
and I was just to eat. I used to like even put just the TV, and I didn't even wanna. I didn't even look at the TV. I was just there like numb, like didn't have
Yeah.
no feelings. Like in my head, it was everything going on, and like
So then, is it safe to say that exercising was kind of like your escape out of that darkness? So it sounds like it was like pretty
yes,
tough, like a rough
yes.
time for you around that period. So
Yeah, no, I
yeah, I
like
can see
that.
that.
And I like the part that she said that she has to be with herself. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we wake up and we go to sleep looking at ourselves.
First person you see is yourself in the
It's
mirror.
yourself.
And that's the
So-
thing. And looking at that, sometimes we're our biggest criticism. And then if
Yeah.
we change the narrative, we can be our biggest supporter. But like funny thing is just that when you are with yourself, you got the opportunity to learn from yourself, to see what you like, what you don't like, and stuff like that. And when you were talking about depression, I was like smiling a little bit because I'm happy that you overcome that. Because I'm seeing you right now, I'm like, she doesn't look depressed. I know she's not
You
depressed.
sure you're not depressed? Nah, I'm just kidding with
No,
you.
for real. But like that's the thing. And then being by yourself, you had support factor. You said that you had friends. You said that you had like your family and stuff like that. But is there a part of this when you were working out that was your escape? But is there a part like you wanted to give up?
Yeah.
What part was like the first week? After the first week, you were like, "No, this is not for me. I can't do this anymore."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, your body starts to hurt, and like you know, the discipline that you actually really have to, you know, get to even go to the gym after a while of not doing anything.
Yeah.
It was just
It's tough. Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
for
hard.
everyone. I think for everyone, it was tough to just like get out of their house, like, and when I actually like after a week, yeah, I was just like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I looked at the people and I didn't want to be around them anymore. When I was really outgoing person, and for in that moment, I really didn't like to be around people, and I was suffering because I'm a really
Sociable person.
social person.
yeah.
I like to talk, and it was not me. I was, yeah, it was
Yeah,
a
I
whole
see.
mission.
Yeah.
Like, it was really tough.
Yeah.
I wanted to give up, but I took a video of me one day that I was sweating,
Mhm.
and I sent it to my mom, and I said to myself, like, I gotta do this. Like, I just gotta do this. I feel better when I go.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I think your story is very inspiring in the sense that, like, I see it there nowadays. We have a lot of social media gym influencers.
Yeah.
So to me, there's always like a pros and cons. Like a lot of people, they do that just to gain likes, right?
Yeah.
They just want the attention. They just want the clout that comes with that. But I think that there's some people like you that are genuinely really wanting to help people. And I really see the inspiration from your story. It was just kind of like how you say, like you just took a video of yourself one day. You were like very sweaty, and then you called your mom, and then that probably like something probably clicked in your mind that day, right? You'd be like, hey, And then because you were probably not the only person at the time that was feeling how you were feeling. So,
Especially too, when she said like just taking that video, posting that video was the hardest thing that I have
Yeah.
done. People wouldn't think that.
Yeah.
People would be like, "Yo, posting a video, but it's like everybody's gonna see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The comment that's gonna
they're
go.
always gonna have some sort of like a criticism to say. People will
Criticism.
always, no matter like, okay, doesn't matter how positive you try to be, right?
Yeah.
People will always like, especially like social media, they're like ruthless on there. They'll always have some like nitpicky thing to like discourage you, like, oh, this and that. You so like, I think I'm glad that you still were able to like go through that, and then still you didn't let any of that stop you. Did you get any like backlash or anything? Like, since you've been posting videos, have you ever received like any negative comments or anything like that? So
Well, to be honest, no.
no.
Good.
Yeah. I've been trying to get to more people out there,
Yeah.
like, and inspire others.
Okay.
I haven't received any really like hate from the videos that I,
Posted.
and I feel like I get to a point where, before I used to really think about, what people are gonna
Yeah,
say.
what people are gonna say, like, think of
Yeah.
you can't always think like that, like people will always have something to say, like no matter. So you
Yeah.
might as well just like do it, right?
Yeah,
Essentially.
like,
So
don't
yeah.
care and just do it.
Just do it.
I think that's where it comes for loving yourself,
Yeah.
and it's your journey.
That's the thing. We all have that definition of self-love, and that's like a big segue because like so many people don't know how to love themselves. They know how to love other people, and this is why you get into like that relationship when people are like, I love that person, and then when they have that breakup, they're like, I'm losing myself. I don't know what to do, and it's because they love that person so much that they didn't love themselves.
Yeah.
And especially when that person leave them or break up with them or they have a fight, whatever, they're like, they don't know what to do with their life because they never practice.
They think that their life is over, right?
Exactly.
Just like
And it's funny how that we connected to like spending time with yourself. Like there's a amazing quote that said like, when you're by yourself, if you feel lonely, therefore you're in bad company. So just like if you're by yourself and you feel lonely,
all right,
and
Rudy
you're
out
like,
here dropping gems
Yeah.
now. All right, bro, bad, bro.
that's the thing. And then you're in bad company, so think about like how you affect people
Yeah.
when you're next to people. You
Mm,
know what
that
I'm
is
saying?
true.
That's
That
the
is
thing.
true.
That is
Because
true.
if you're alone and you're not happy, therefore think about like when I'm with people, are they happy? Because when I'm lonely,
Yeah.
I don't love myself. And it starts with you.
Yeah.
It starts with you when you wake up and you're brushing your teeth, you're looking at yourself in the mirror. Positive affirmation. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine like when you go to work, right, and then like coworkers being like the B word, right? They're being like super mean. That's because like hey, they probably were having like a bad day or something like that. Now they take all of that negativity, all that built up, negative aspect of their lives, and they pass that on to you and everything. And then that makes it for like a toxic environment, so it not only just affects you, it also affects other people around you also. So I think that's very important to be aware of. So
Yeah. No, but like think about it. Like what are you have done to just self-care or self-love? Like to love yourself even more. You said that going to the gym, but like let's say a person is not capable of going to the gym or they don't have that like motivation yet. What are the things that you do at home to just practice self-love?
Yeah. Well, first, I actually had to pass through a process where I cut a lot of people like
Out of your life?
out of my life.
Damn, man,
And
she
I
ain't
feel
playing.
She was like, "Yo, you guys are not good for me."
Yeah,
Because
that-
I was starting to, change and get to what I wanted.
Yeah.
But it's something in me was not like really getting me there.
Yeah. Okay.
And I feel like the people around you, you
Mhm.
can affect them, but they can
Yeah.
affect you a lot
Yeah.
in your mental health too.
absolutely.
So that's when you gotta like love yourself enough and be like, okay, what's going on, and leave.
For real. That's hard though. That
It's
because
hard.
it's certain people people that you have that hard time cutting off, or people that you have history with. Can be like a family member, a friend, and then you're like, damn, there's so much history.
Yeah.
How can I cut them because they're bad for me? But like there's a lot of history.
There's a lot.
I think that plays into like body positivity because let's just say, you're around like bad energy all day long, like then what does that bring?
Drains you.
Stress.
Drains you.
Yeah, it drains you, then it brings in stress, and then stress is the number one killer.
Yeah.
Like, and then like you're stressed, and then like all of a sudden, like, like last week you got on the scale, you were like, I don't know, like 150, 170, and then now this week you're like 30 pounds over. Like, listen, and then
Stress
the stress is a
can-
killer, and then now you're stressed all over, and then now like it affects your mental health, it affects your physical abilities, like. So yeah, I mean, I can definitely see why, like wanting to cut out the negativity in your life.
And
So
that's a big thing too, because like you see how you're like eliminate the negativity. Some people would think like I need people to feel validated. You know what I'm saying? Or you were like, you said that there was a point that you were alone and you felt like you were depressed, but you're like, but even when I want people around me, certain people I had to cut.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's amazing because like that's the same quote about like even if you're thirsty, don't drink poison.
I
know,
never heard that before.
Yo, that is a
That
quote
is a good one.
hit hard because like you can be thirsty, but you know
Don't
what
drink
is
poison.
poison and what is good for you. And sometimes like even if you're thirsty, you shouldn't drink poison.
Yeah, that's a
But
good one.
yeah, that
Yeah.
is that is hard. But as a woman,
And it's
sorry, go
Go ahead.
go.
no, and it's pretty hard to just
Cut people
decide
off.
to cut them off. It takes a while to just actually like love yourself enough to just do it.
Yeah.
And because I gotta move from city to another, and it was a whole change for me, like from work, friends from work, and it was just people that were bringing me like
Down.
all day down, not
Mhm.
because they were telling me stuff, because their energy or
Yeah.
what they will say or the topics that they will talk, it was just not the rights for me.
Yeah.
And even if you have a relationship, it affects you so much, and sometimes you just gotta like realize some stuff to actually leave them, and that's when it can change you a lot. Sometimes if you're
Yeah.
in a relationship, and in my case, it was like that,
Mm-hmm.
and I was living with the person, and changing all that for me, and having to pack my stuff and leave, it was hard. It was really hard. And what am I going to do? And now I see that I had to pass through that to get where I am right now. Because if not, I don't know where I would be.
Of course. So you don't hate your history because you have to go through that, and then you're like, okay, even if I had a time machine, I wouldn't change that because it made me the person that I am today. If I may ask, how many years that you had with that person?
3 years.
3
We were
years.
about
Man, that's a long time.
That's a long time, bro.
I wish I could hit that 3-year mark. I still haven't been able to hit that 3-year mark.
Oh man, that's a long time to just
Yeah.
connect with the person, create all these memories and all these hobbies or like.
Bro, listen,
routine.
once I hit like 2 years with someone, there's no breaking up, bro. We're not going nowhere. We're not sleeping in like separate bedrooms if we got to.
well, yeah.
Yeah, no,
I'm just playing, guys. I'm just playing.
That's hard. That's hard. You just pack your stuff and leave. You were living with that person too, and then the breakup might have been hard for you.
Yeah, more when you've been and a journey, and you want people around you to be there for you.
Yeah, to be on
And
to
then
be on the
you-
same page
yeah,
as you,
you
right?
find out that this person like actually doesn't like you, and he's been cheating on you, and like
Oh,
yeah, and it's been a long time, and it's just like something that hits, you know,
Yeah.
and you gotta change completely from everything. But at the same time, I was changing so much, like I said, but there was something holding me,
Yeah.
and I feel like all that was holding me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So now you feel like you wouldn't want to go back to that person at all.
No.
Yeah.
bro, she's arisen from the ashes, bro. She's
You
arise,
see,
bro.
yeah, man. She did reconstruct herself, and this is
Yeah.
what I like, because like not only you were talking about like certain things that you realize with yourself, and you're like, man, I'm gonna own my imperfection, and then like Jerry said, you're risen from whatever was holding you back, you know, and then not only physically you reconstructed yourself, but mentally and psychologically too, and that is powerful. And for people that don't know how to do it, because some people will be in relationship where they've been cheating on, or it's a domestic violence situation, you know, and it's kind of like they don't know what to do. No, it's tough. But was it in Miami? Because me and Jerry have that topic
Yeah,
of like
it was
dating.
in Miami.
It was in
Yeah.
Miami.
Miami.
Yeah.
On our last
It was
episode,
Dating
oh,
in
man.
Miami, it's something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I
so-
moved to Broward, you know.
But I don't want to like get us off topic right now because we can start talking about all day about dating. So
Listen, dating in Miami, it's always a topic.
listen, I can write a whole book about that whole thing. So trust me.
Yeah, we don't
Oh,
want to
man.
take.
But question that I wanted to ask you. So for you, Natty. So what does body positivity mean to you? Just you only. What does it mean to you?
Wow. That's a good question.
It's a good question, Jerry.
I mean, like, because I think
Yeah.
everyone has their own definition of what body positivity means to them. But I just kind of want to get your perspective on it. What does it mean?
But like, let's say, and for her to be able to kind of see where you're going with that question, what does it mean to you?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to go there? Oh,
Bro,
man, this
go
man
there. You're
always
asking
putting me
the
on the
question.
spot, bro. I'm like, how am I asking the question? Then now you're gonna make me like answer my.
But she needs time to think about it.
Okay,
She's like, this is a good
alright.
question. But
All right,
you
if she
need to
needs time,
explain.
all right, cool. So for me, I kind of like see body positivity as a double-edged sword, right? I see like a good side of it, and I see like a bad side of it, right? So the good side of it is like body acceptance. So like being able to accept your body for what it really is, right? And the another good thing I think that I see of it. Oh shoot, let me look at my notes here. Sorry. Body neutrality. So pretty much like accepting your body limits. So hey, my body can do this, my body cannot do that.
Yeah.
Right? So just being honest with yourself. Now the bad side that I see of like the body positivity movement nowadays is just kind of like we have to be real with ourselves, right? For me, when I look at like body positivity, it's always like they show you people that are like overly obese, right? They're like overweight. And I don't think that's a good thing. Now I'm not saying to like body shame these people, right? Do not body shame them, but just kind of like be honest with them, right? Tell them like, hey, your body's not in a good shape right now. So here's ways, here's what you can do to improve your lifestyle. Like eat healthier, like exercise more. So I don't think we necessarily have to like body shame them, but we can also like be honest with them, like provide them with tools like how they can improve the quality of life. Because imagine someone that's like 300 pounds, 400 pounds, and then you telling that they're like, oh, sweetie, you are beautiful, you're great. Come on, like let's be honest, okay? So that person has like a bad quality of life. They can barely get up out of bed. So we have to like tell them like, hey, look, because the research has shown the consequences like medically, like when you're like overweight, like it brings on like cardiac illnesses, like all types of like diseases, right? So why don't we just kind of like, hey, help those people, instead of telling them like, hey, like you are beautiful, this and that. But then when you're telling the person that like, hey, like he or she is beautiful, they're not really gonna have any reason why they want to like improve in a way. So that's kind of like how I see it, in a sense. So
Well, I gotta
And it's
agree
okay to
and
disagree.
disagree.
No, yeah, you
Yeah.
can.
You can disagree. That's
Yeah.
a conversation.
You know,
You don't have to agree with me at all.
I feel like everyone is beautiful
Okay.
as they are. You know, everyone has different shapes and different bodies, different colors, and we all gotta accept everyone how they want to be. You know, you can try to change someone because you don't know what she or he is going through. Because I seen people that get out of bed every single day, go to work and go to workout almost every single day and try to eat healthy, and because of some health issue or something, a hormone or something in girls, is affecting. You know, so sometimes we can't be hard to others because you know, I even have family that has syndromes that affects their bodies, so they try so hard to actually reach that goal,
You just can't.
but they can't.
Yeah. And that's really good for you to say because like a lot of guys would look they don't wouldn't know the woman perspective of or the woman mentality when it comes to body positivity because a lot of guys would have that luxury of like okay if I'm physical I can go to the gym play some sports get it done
Yeah.
and then with some women they have certain hormones and not only women with men too
I think just
know?
like everyone in general, like it varies
Yeah,
from
in
like people
general,
to people,
exactly
right?
and
It's
I feel
just-
like but our society are more intense on women for them to look beautiful
to look
I
to look a certain type of
to
way.
your
to look
point,
yeah.
no, sorry, go ahead. No, what I was gonna say, I think like society is more lenient towards women when it comes to like body
You think so?
image. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're a guy, like let's just say you're like 5'7", you like weigh 300 pounds. Oh man, they're gonna like shred you to pieces
Man.
like
You
mojo
have to
pork.
bring the height,
Bro,
bro.
listen. So I have to keep it real here,
Some
okay?
guys are 5'7" and it's good, Jerry.
I'm not saying that it's bad.
Ricky is
Ricky,
like,
I'm not talking to you, Ricky. I'm not talking about you, Ricky. My bad, Ricky. I threw shout, but I did not mean to really like hit you, bro. But listen, I'm just being for real. Like society is like harsher on men when it comes to like body image. Why do you think like women like shame men for like, hey, this guy's like, oh, he's like 5'8", 5'9", or like, oh, you're a short king, like throwing like shades and things like that. But hey, if a guy says like, hey, I would not want to date a woman if she's like over 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, how could you? How dare you? This and that. That's why I said that, like, in a sense, society is more lenient towards women when it comes to like body image.
Yeah.
But when it comes to men, because us men, we have no room to have flaws, man. Like, it's just like, I do know, like, hey, it's okay. Like, none of us here are perfect.
Yeah.
Right, but I feel like society is just like when it comes to men, they're like harsher on that. Now I'm not saying that like women do not have their own struggles when it comes to that also, but I'm just like in general when it comes to like body image, society in general tends to be like harsher on men. But we accept that. I'm not sitting here to complain for us men. We accept it. That's just the reality of it. What do? We go to the gym. We try to like improve ourselves. Well, some of us men do because there are some dudes out there. They're just in their mom's basement playing video games all day. Like, bro, you have to go out there because no one else is going to go out there and like do it for you. You have to like improve yourself, self-improvement. Like me, for example, right? It's kind of like I was on the other end of the spectrum of body positivity. I've never been kind of like grossly like obese in my life. At one point, a few years back, I was like very skinny, right? If you looked at like pictures of me back in like 2016, 2017, you see like skin and bones, right? Yeah. So, and then every time that I would talk to someone, that's like one of the first things that they would bring up. I would talk to like girls, not just in kind of like in a dating sense context, even if it was kind of like in a friendly, platonic way, they would always bring up how I look, my weight, how skinny I am. Even people in passing, they would always make kind of like jokes. And then one day I just decided like, look, I'm going to do something about it, right? I started going to the gym, eating better. I mean, like when I say eating better, I was not counting like my macros and calories. I don't do all that. That's like paranoid to me. I mean, it's not paranoid. Like people do that, but I don't do that. I cannot count my calories, bro. Like because I forget all of the calories that I eat. But anyway, so I started going to the gym. Like working out. I mean, it was hard. Kind of like how you said, like the first couple weeks, it was not easy, man. Like
Was it the conversation of like people telling you that you were looking small and bony and stuff like that? Was it that push that got
it bothered me.
It bothered
It
you.
bothered me for sure because I don't know. It's just kind of like, and also I just wanted to do something about it. Something like that. Hey, and then I realized I told myself like, look, Jerry, like no one has control over your body except you. So
Yeah.
I have control over that. So if I was gonna do a change, so I had like two choices, right? Either I could stay like that skinny, like my whole life, and then let people ridicule me for that in a sense, or I could go out there and then like do something about it,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, that's
No,
kind of like me.
and it's I understand your point, and I understand Nati point too, because there's a medical aspect of it, when, like you were saying. And I
Yeah.
remember before even the podcast when I was talking to her about like the topic, she was telling me how like different people come in different ways, and then
Yeah,
if they feel
different shapes and
comfortable-
sizes.
exactly. But at the same time too, you brought up something which I really like, is just like you said it, you were like you were tired of people ridiculing you,
Yeah.
and then before we were talking about men being vulnerable, how difficult it is, it's so, and that's what we were talking, me and the guys too, we were talking about it. We were like, yo, it's so easy for a woman to be vulnerable with her people, with her
Oh, yeah.
friends, to be like, this is what I don't like with myself. And you, as a man, just the fact that you had to say it right now, I can see your facial expression.
Bro,
bothers
it
you.
did, bro. It did, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Every time people were like, "Oh my God, Joe, you are so skinny," I'm like, "All right, cool, yeah. I know, yeah. It's just kind of like,
But
yeah.
that's the thing too, and it goes to the sensation of like self empowerment. Like she said that what she had to do to just empower herself and stuff like that. But let's say you guys were giving like an advice to your audience, the audience that looking at you on social media and stuff like that, the people that feel related to you and to you. Like, what would you tell them to do? Like, you cannot tell them to follow your journey, but like an advice that you could give them, because a lot of people might look at you guys and be like, "Oh, I relate to your stories. I relate to your stories." But what can you can actually tell them to be like, maybe you guys should do this, and it will help. You know what I'm saying?
You want to start off first now, since you're the guest, so
You
you want to
start.
start? Okay, all right. For me, I would say like just start off small. You don't have to be like a whole like gym influencer within like a week. Like just start off small. Like if you can do some like push-ups, like a crunches, like watch what you eat, essentially.
So that would be reconstructing yourself physically, but what about your mental?
Mental, like just have that can-do attitude, because going to the gym like where like to the point where you can change yourself like physically, it's not easy. It takes discipline.
Yeah.
So just having that like, hey, I can do it, and then stick to that routine, and then once you start to see like results, and then that will kind of like give you even more motivation to keep going, essentially.
Nati, you were talking about like in your stories, you touched the point of self-love, self-care, depression, when you had to go to your mental illness and stuff like that, your support, what you had to cut, like the negativity. And then what would be something besides, let's say somebody would look at you and would be like, yo, I want to be like her, I want to look like her. And they wouldn't have the ability that you have to just wake up one day and be physically fit, just to work out. What would you tell them to do mentally?
Well, it took me a long time to realize that this was something actually really true about I've been like reading and hearing from my mom. Start by getting up and fix your bed
That is a
right
good one.
away.
Yeah.
Every single morning. That changes you. If you don't take care of your face, just start washing your face and putting some lotion on.
Small victories,
It's
pretty
small
much.
things.
Small
Yeah,
victories.
it's small things that you gotta like change. If you need to put like in your mirror a lot of, you can do it because you don't receive it. Or you look beautiful today. Like just put it there. I had to, and I had to repeat it for myself. And I feel like, for some people reading, for me going to the gym is more like something that release my anxiety.
Okay.
Because sometimes you can look confident, you can, but you can go through stuff too. Is your journey is not that one day you're gonna be like perfect. No, we never get to be perfect, because every time something is gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah.
But it, like, even though like shit happens, you gotta go through it.
Yeah.
Go.
That
You
shit
gotta
happens.
yeah, I was looking at Forrest Gump this morning.
Oh, that's a funny movie.
Yeah. And I was looking at the scene where he has the leg
Yeah, yeah.
braces and go run,
Go,
Forrest,
go run, Forrest, run.
But the things I was looking at, the guys that were bullying him,
Yeah.
and that was his motivation to run. And he started, he couldn't walk. And now that he had the motivation, that push, he could, like, they
Run.
break,
Yeah.
and then he started,
But that
like,
was a really good part of the movie. I'm just remembering it now.
Yeah, that dude went like across the whole country, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did. But like, before we end this episode, guys, I always want to end with like something that you're doing now, like something that you're doing now, that kind of a self-care related hobby, because it's hard for people to find hobbies. Some people think that, oh shit, I can find a hobby, so I'm not good enough, therefore I'm gonna stay in front of the TV and watch Netflix all day. What have you guys been doing that have released your anxiety, released your stress, something that you can share so that people can see or hear?
Well, I have gotten more closer to God
Okay.
in my case.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I will feel like getting to kind of, sometimes in the mornings, meditate or
Yeah.
be with yourself and, think about everything. And if you deal with anxiety, what is going on through your head? What is making you have anxiety right now?
So find your triggers.
Find your
Yeah.
triggers. And I start breathing, and I have this breathing exercises
Yeah.
to kind of like
Release the
release
stress.
the stress.
Got it.
That's
it.
good.
What
That's
about
good.
you, Jerry?
You
Share something for
already
the
know,
guys,
bro.
Share
Uh,
something for the guys.
I mean, I think that I briefly touched up on that on the last episode. It's just kind of like find something that you kind of like or something that you are passionate about.
Yeah.
Something besides video games, right? I mean, even if it is like video games, but it's like done in a healthy way, right? But
gamer, what are you talking about?
I'm a gamer too, but I don't play like 10 hours a day. But anyway, for me, it's just like the gym. Even though I don't really like going to the gym like that, but like after that nice pump, bro. That pump be like majestic, bro. I feel like
feel you.
Captain America, bro. But anyway, and then another thing
The
for
new
me,
one or the old one? Because the new one sucks.
the old one. And then another thing for me is like soccer, right? I just like playing soccer with some friends. It's just when I'm out there on that field, man. It's just kind of like I can be me in a sense.
Okay.
It's just like so much fun. Just a way to kind of like I forget about all of the issues that I have going on in my life, and things like that when I'm out there on that. Even if it's for like 1 hour, just pretty much just find something that you like and then just like try to find ways to like be active.
Okay.
That's like that's the way to start. Just like being active, like walking, running. Even if you're not the most athletic person, if you're not the most athletic girl or guy, just find something to be active. Just like move around and things like that. Just move and then yeah. That's what I would say.
So since we're gonna end it here,
What can
thank
we find
you.
you, Natty?
Nadi,
Yeah.
thank you for being amazing, but also for sharing your story. Like we said, like it's all about owning your imperfection. You talk about all the things that you went through. Some people will look at it as like certain part of your journey that you had to overcome, and then you look at it as like scores that you still bring, but that made you who you are today. And this is what we talk about, like owning our imperfection, because you're not perfect right now and you were not perfect. And you continue to not be perfect, knowing that you're making progress. That's what it is to be human. But also the fact that you talk about reconstructing yourself. And this is what the channel is all about, like we're arising from the ashes and then we're reconstructing ourselves. Where can everybody find you? Social media, where can they actually see you and be like, let me be like this girl?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram. It's Naty, NATY_Valenciano.
How do you spell Valenciano? For our French speakers or Arabic speakers,
VALENC
CIA.
Ricky will put it under.
She's part of the CIA, guys. Watch out,
I'm
CIA.
I'm sorry.
It's the CIA.
Jerry, give it. Where can everybody find you, bro?
Me on Instagram at ljerry94. So
ljerry94. So
Yep,
for other
very
ladies
simple.
that want to slide into
oh
his
my
DM,
goodness, bro, this man gonna put me in trouble, man. He's gonna get me in trouble, my guy.
But yeah, no, guys, thank you for joining our podcast.
What about you, Danny? Like, just tell them where they can find
To
you.
be honest, it's Danny028. Some people will find me. Some people
Everywhere.
won't. But it's all about you guys, because I really appreciate it. Not only to give your perspective on what you have gone through, but like to inspire people. And also you, Jerry, being the guy that's like, okay, this is what guys feels, this is what we go through sometimes and stuff like that. So thank you for being there. Thank you, Nati, for coming.
All right,
Thank you so much.
All right, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you. All right, guys, peace out. Catch you in the next one.
Catch you in the next one.